Questions?
Peter, just what's the latest on
Won't comment on negotiations, Joe. We want them in our mix. As it's been chronicled, we've never had, that type of player not signed and not come to camp. I've been through a few of them in my time, so they're not very pleasant, but that's what we have right now.
What's to stop you guys from having signed them now or early or whatever, and just trying to shed the money before you get to the start of the season so you can still get under the cap?
Like, I mean, there's different ways for all you capologists. There's different ways to skin the cat, and that's one of 15. So those are business decisions that I have to make.
Does it become a concern with young players like that as they start to miss time in camp, especially with a shorter camp that just goes right into the games, and they're kind of gonna miss some important things, I would think.
In an ideal world, to have all your players healthy and present that would be ideal. Younger players, older players, if they miss time, they're going to fall behind. So it's unfortunate to not hear they're both good players. They both contributed to our success last year and previous, and I hope something gets done at some point.
Well, then, is there a timeline that you'd like to get this done by, that you wouldn't want to push it too far?
I'm not going to comment on that.
How active would you say the trade chatter is as far as?
It's pretty good. It's been pretty good all summer. Yeah.
Getting close then?
I'm not going to comment on that. It's been obviously well documented by you, and I've said that I'm looking to trade defense. But I'm very eager to see the competition. There's spots. There are no restrictions. Like if I have to open with 8D, I can. And so there's no real pressing need to do it, other than it's not ideal. The way I count now is there's 4 forward spots open for filling, and there's obviously more than 9 defensemen. I've been saying 9 without not counting Torrey. There's 8 for 7 spots ideally, but I can carry 8.
Do you think that creates maybe like a productive, maybe uneasiness around the team? Just
absolutely. The competition. This is it's with it comes uncertainty, and we'd all like things to be certain, but it also comes like the cream will rise to the top, and I'm looking forward to it. We had a at a smaller level, we had a competition last year for a couple of forward spots, and we did okay. So, we've got some invites, we've got some young players pushing. I look forward to it. We've got 7 games, not counting our inner squad, and I look forward to it.
What do you think a guy like Simon Gagné can add to the team if he sticks with the team?
Well, he's obviously he's been a very good player on all levels, clutch player, fast player, smart player. So if he can recover and regain some of that, he hasn't played in a year, then there's the speed element, and there's the veteran, and plays both wings, and so that would be, he's one of those candidates I talk about.
Will he start on the right side, or?
You know what? We've been through some lines combinations. The last set of line combinations I saw, he was on the right side, as was Leno.
Anything come out of today? Conditioning testing?
I haven't seen. I've been informed of some of the results. I haven't seen them all. I did witness the run that we have, and it was pretty impressive. There was no quote unquote fat guys, and I shouldn't be casting dispersions at fat guys, but it was pretty impressive. And there's some guys that normally have been very good, and they were even better. So it was a good run this morning.
Is anyone limited in what they can do to start camp?
Yeah, Campbell is he's got some minor mid-core stuff that he'll be slow to start. Luch a little slow. I think you wrote something about that, Hags. He's on the recovery from the wrist. That's all I got this morning.
Peter Arneson.
Oh, Arneson, yeah, he's tweaked his groin, so he won't be skating for a little bit. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
So Campbell be on the ice tomorrow or no?
No.
Peter, you mentioned the 7 games. I mean, it's looked in the past in a couple of camps like, the last couple of games were just really just get ready for the season, and the team was picked. Do you foresee that you might need all?
I do, yeah, I do. I mean, it's a little bit of a frenzy, and like some teams have 8 games. I don't know how they do 8. I guess you could say we have 8 with the inter squad, but we really have to really look at it closely and evaluate. Really, I mean, you always evaluate. When there's not open spots, you evaluate combinations and pairs and that. So we're just going to have to look at it, and yeah, by that time I would hope that we're right there, and maybe it's 1 or 2 players.
What do you want to see Pasternak do in order to give himself an opportunity to win a spot?
Well, what I've been saying and what we've been saying to David is take it one step at a time. So get your feet wet in the main camp. He had a real good few games in Nashville. He's got the little things where guys overtry a little bit and hang on to the puck a little bit and cut to the middle and stuff like that. But he's a smart player and he'll adjust. We had him starting at center and we put him on wing, and we're gonna put him on wing, and that was just to give him a little bit of variety to start. So he's it's just about slow progression, Joe. Like take one step at a time. Like let's keep in mind on this player, he's still young and he's light, and your worry with a player of this age and size. There's some players obviously of this age that play and are durable in that he could get hurt. He's a very smart player, very good vision, and you just have to be careful. So we're taking it slowly, and we'll see where it goes.
You're saying that with Smith out, one benefit is that you get to see some of these guys higher in the lineup skating in this place, with Campbell not on the ice for the time being, kind of the same deal with Coco and Spooner.
Those guys both tested well and ran well, and they both had real good seasons last year, and you'll probably see some of those guys higher up on the depth chart for centers, and you might see them on the wing at some point, and the same applies, as I said, on the right side with all the young players at the openings.
With Wartowski, you put him up in that group as being NHL ready?
Yeah, I think he is. Again, that's my opinion. I thought he had a real strong finish last year in Providence. Like every time I saw him, he was one of the best players on the ice, and he was doing things we were telling him to. He's moving the puck, he's skating. His escapability is terrific, like returning the net, and real good vision on the power play. So he's a player that I think is ready. Now, will he be ready for our team? Let's see how things sort out. And, but he's put his time in, and he's a guy to watch too.
As long as Torrey's not here, the opportunity.
Well, that certainly be an opportunity for him. That's similar size and type of defenseman, so he should take advantage of it.
This might be a better question for Claude on that matter, but you're the guy talking right now. So, when you threw Torrey in there in the playoffs, even and then last year, you kind of there was such a faith in him that you kind of tell him to just play his game, not worry about his mistakes. Did David kind of fall into that? Are you?
They're a little different players, Matt. Like Torrey, I think pushes the puck decisions a little more aggressively. I think David goes with the flow a little bit more. They both defend positionally. Torrey's a little more closing on defending. David's a little more positional. So they're different, but I think just the fact that David hasn't played a significant time in the NHL, if he during camp, and if beyond he's up here, I think he has to get his feet wet. So you're going to see that adjustment period.
Claude talked the other day about being playing a tad faster, more aggressive, and kind of that being one of the focuses of this camp, and maybe a change in philosophy. Is that forecheck? Is that defenseman carrying the puck up and being more aggressive in the neutral zone? Like, what areas are you kind of looking
I think my discussions, I won't tell you everything, and you can write. I'll save some for your blog there, Joe, which I follow closely.
Stop.
Hey, will you?
Stop.
I know you gotta stop.
It's training camp.
Jesus, I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm
Big
sure
enough
as this
already.
camp progresses and these players are unsigned, we'll hear more. It's going to be more in the neutral zone. I'll tell you that much. And coach shows me what he wants to do. And as a result, your D have to be a little more aggressive on the top end of their defensive zone. So that's as much as I'll tell you. You'll see it. He's got to implement this and. That makes you think more quickly. It gives you a quicker element to your game. It's an area where we want to get a little quicker. So that's one of the things it's going to do.
Is it more about like the league sort of trending that way, or is it more about the personnel that you have with defensemen and like taking advantage of them?
I say it's more about. I don't know if the league is trending that way. Like. That's a broad statement. I mean, there are teams. The team that won, I mean, they play a heavy, kind of methodical game. A great game, but a heavy methodical game. So I mean, usually sometimes this is a copycat league, so you may see more of that. But I know what you're saying. Like with the kind of the rules the way they are and how they're calling the penalties and whatnot. It's more for me. It's more about we want to play this way. And I guess it's more of a function of personnel and how we want to. You want to keep moving forward. You want to keep progressing as a team, and we think that with our personnel, with how we want to play, we want to play a little quicker.
Anything else? No?
Thank you.